Imagine, if you will, a time when India was under British rule. The year was 1919, and the Government of India Act had just been passed. This act had a provision stating that a commission would be appointed 10 years from that date to study the progress of the governance scheme and suggest new steps. Now, fast forward to November 8, 1927. The British government under Stanley Baldwin's prime ministership sets up an all-white, 7-member Indian Statutory Commission. This commission, popularly known as the Simon Commission, was named after its chairman, Sir John Simon. The members were a mix of 4 conservatives, 2 Labourites, and 1 Liberal. Among these members was Clement Attlee, who would later become Britain's prime minister. The Simon Commission had a crucial task. It was to recommend to the British government whether India was ready for further constitutional reforms, and if so, along what lines these reforms should be. While constitutional reforms were due only in 1929, the Conservative government in Britain feared defeat by the Labour Party. They didn't want to leave the question of the future of Britain's most prized colony in what they dubbed irresponsible Labour hands. By the mid-1920s, the 1919 Act had failed to create a stable imperial power, leading to several parliamentary reports and inquiries. The Lee Commission was one such inquiry, appointed in 1923 to look into the organization, general conditions of service, and methods of recruitment for Europeans and Indians in the civil services. This commission suggested that the Statutory Public Service Commission, as put forward by the Government of India Act 1919, needed to be established without delay. Following this, in 1924, the Muddiman Committee was set up. This committee was tasked with looking into the working of the Constitution as set up in 1921 under the Act of 1919. The committee's report was not unanimous. While the majority suggested some minor changes in the structure of the Constitution, the minority, consisting of non-official Indians, strongly criticized the system of diarchy and wanted it to be abolished immediately and the Constitution made democratic. In 1926, another commission was set up, the Linlithgow Commission. This commission was tasked to examine and report the condition of India's agricultural and rural economy. The commission submitted its report in 1928 and made comprehensive recommendations for the improvement of the agrarian economy. The Conservative Secretary of State for India, Lord Birkenhead, who had constantly talked of the inability of Indians to formulate a concrete scheme of constitutional reforms, was responsible for the appointment of the Simon Commission. So what was the impact of the Simon Commission? Well, it's a tale of politics and power, a story of a nation striving for autonomy. But that, dear listeners, is a story for another day. For now, we leave you with the image of a nation on the brink of monumental change, its future in the hands of 7 men from a land far away.